are pumped to be reacting to another episode of season 3 of the Bad Batch. We are getting closer and closer to the end of the show. In today's video, we've got our reaction to episode 12, Juggernaut, on the way. Omega is seemingly headed back to Tantus in this episode. Joey, how you feeling about the prospect of this episode for what's going to happen?
I'm interested in if Tantus, how what everyone's going to be on Tantus, and I'm assuming we're going to go get and save her right away. I don't know. I don't want to have to stretch this out over the rest of the season, but there's a good possibility that's going to be the case. But yeah, we're going to get back to Tantus. We're going to save some clones, and I'm excited and I'm sad also because this is the home stretch of the Bad Batch.
Yeah. Yeah. After this week, we only have what? 1, 2, 3, 4 more episodes. Is that right? Or four
Is
more,
it,
including this week?
I think it's isn't it 15 episodes for the season?
Yeah. So I guess that'd be, 4 episodes, including this week then.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would assume the story's going to progress pretty quickly from here on out. But and judging from the thumbnail of the video, which almost spoiled it a little bit, it looks like we are definitely going to see Omega talking to Hemlock on Tantus
Oh, here we go.
in this episode. So yeah, having said all of that, thanks for being here and watching our reaction to the episode with us. Joey and I host a weekly podcast every Thursday morning here on the Hoth Hangout channel with the latest weekly Star Wars news and content. So if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, we would welcome you to come subscribe and check out the newest episode this week. Having said all of that, without further ado, let's hop into this reaction to episode episode 12 of season 3 of the Bad Batch, Juggernauts.
Let's go.
By the way, General Grievous back in Star Wars in the latest Tales of the Empire trailer.
That's right. Oh yeah, I guess you and I we need to talk about that this week on the podcast because we didn't actually watch it together. Go check out the reaction with Millie.
Yeah. I wonder what Juggernaut is really referring to in this episode.
Isn't it an X-Men character? Isn't it Juggernaut?
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe it's him. Oh, look at that. Right here.
We're already here.
Still curious about the operative.
Yeah. What if it's just a big troll and they never tell us before the end of the season?
like Merrick and Ahsoka.
Yeah.
Oh, Emery.
Begin testing her at once. I want confirmation.
Where's Nalase?
In a cell. I'm afraid the Kaminoan won't be aiding you in another escape. I'll return later for the result.
Rampart's not particularly trustworthy. He's a last resort, but he's also our only option. Where's Rampart now?
I was gonna say, isn't he like sitting in a cell somewhere?
When they arrested him, he was sent to.
Do not shoot!
Hey.
I second that.
We're gonna need to borrow that.
You must be Crosshair.
Oh yeah, they
right.
haven't met yet.
All about your sparkling personality.
Is that a no?
Any friend of Brown Eyes is a friend of mine. Where are we headed?
Oh, Tech.
An Imperial labor camp on Erebus.
Ooh, I like this already.
I like V.
I do too. Oh wow.
Don't you order me around. You're the one slowing us down.
Looks like he could be in the rebellion.
Yeah, it sure does.
I call.
V, when we acquire the target, we'll calm you for a pickup.
I feel like if this wasn't at the end of the season, I feel like they would take like 2 episodes to find Rampart. But because it is the end of the season, I feel like it's all happening very fast. Which I don't mind.
But do we get to Tantus now? Probably not, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That trick out.
Wonder how easily Admiral Rampart's gonna be able to coerce to help them.
shift was supposed to be over by now. I've told you, I don't speak... whatever it is you
It's the same species as the guy from Mandalorian that says, "I have spoken."
I've
At
spoken.
least we're in agreement on that.
Quill.
Yeah.
Take out a turbo tank. Yeah. Now you're talking.
That's all. That's like Wrecker's
They'll see us coming.
line all the time. Now now we're talking.
I don't know if we mentioned it or not, but this is the shortest episode of the season, so we're probably not going to get a ton of Omega in this episode. It
Yeah,
feels like.
I think we're done with Omega's bit already in the beginning.
Yeah.
Check it out.
I need a Wilhelm scream as he peeks his head out and gets thrown over the
Yep.
side of the bridge.
All right, see if you call it.
Aw,
Didn't even see that part.
that was pretty good.
Are you here to kill me?
Tempting. But now.
Don't stop mid-route.
Run a diagnostic on their comms.
Look at Death Star officer.
Yeah.
The tech or whatever, the engineer.
That's to distract the
And how much is that information worth to you?
You're not in a
30,000
position
credits.
to bargain.
Your life. Tell me now.
Yeah.
I disagree.
Yeah.
I'll talk. After you get me off this planet.
How's he able to negotiate right now?
Sir, I believe Transport 1's comms are being jammed.
What?
Guy's like stereotypically imperial looking.
Yeah. No British accent though.
The tank
And reroute Transport 2 to intercept.
There's a little bit of British in there.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Oh, even
man.
nicer.
Going right over it.
Nice. Uh-oh. Oh. Crosshair, nice shot. Oh.
Imagine.
Hurry, jump!
No. Uh-oh. Okay, good.
That's cool. It's like a Mission Impossible scene.
Yeah, it was. Okay, I'm gonna admit, I was a little bit worried there. I was worried not to jump.
Yeah.
No one knows the coordinates to Tantus. It was designed that way.
Huh?
But I might know how to get around that.
I have my doubts as to like how much of a good guy Rampart is actually going to be for the next, 3 or 4 episodes.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Back with Omega.
I am
What's it?
down.
What's Emery gonna do?
What does it mean?
I'll show you.
Oh, okay.
What are the odds we see a Palpatine clone in this episode?
Becoming a little more likely?
I feel like we might get to see something cool in this episode.
That's where the other kids are, right? In the vault?
Yeah,
Various
yeah.
hands. You are a vital piece to our work here, Omega.
Oh, boy.
Who are they?
They are the rest of the puzzle. And this is your new home.
Oh, is that the whole episode? Man, I honestly thought there was going to be more of a reveal at the
Yeah.
end.
That's why I was asking if it was going to be with the kids there again, because we kind of knew that they're in the vault, right?
Right. Which I guess kind of calls into question like how much with the other kids in particular, like how much they're actually necessary for what the Empire's trying to do, and like whether they're
Right.
just like someone who the Empire used and failed to yield results, but they have to keep them now anyways because they're force sensitive.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this one right now.
Yeah, it felt like you could feel the briefness of this episode.
Yeah.
Like going into it, you and I were like, "Oh, only a 23-minute episode. That's gonna kind of stink." But
Right.
it felt that way watching it. I mean, we weren't even with Omega probably more than 4 or 5 minutes in this episode.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Majority was with Wrecker Hunter and Crosshair getting Rampart free. I kind of like the direction to bring him back into the show in a different role for the end because it feels like a little bit more because he played such a big role, especially in the first 2 seasons of the show. So it feels a little bit more conclusive to
Yeah.
like bring
Include
him
him.
back in. Yeah, yeah. Um, I guess any expectations for the rest of the show? I mean, we've only got like we said, 3 more episodes. Is
3
that
more
right?
episodes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, we still have to figure out who the operative is. You're gonna assume. Do we see? We've mentioned this before. Do we see Asajj again towards the end of the season? So there are a couple of open ends here that we have to get tied up before the end of the season. So hopefully we get some answers sooner rather than later. And then obviously there's going to be a reunion of sorts with the crew and with Omega there on Mount Tantus. So I don't know. We'll see how the next couple I think the next episode is going to be very important though.
Yeah, and I'm just also curious what Rampart means by there is a way to find it. Of course,
Right,
it felt
yeah.
very vague and generic, and so we're not even going to know how they're getting to Tansis.
Right.
Maybe not even next I mean, I would hope they get there by next episode.
Yeah.
That would be my assumption in anyways. But yeah, it just feels weird to think we've only got 3 episodes of this show. Like they're not reunited with Omega. It doesn't feel like that reuniting is coming at the beginning of next week's episode, so we might get it towards the end. Yeah, like you said with Asajj, especially Asajj, Fennec, Cad Bane. It doesn't feel like maybe 4 or 5 episodes ago it was like, okay, we might see these characters again by the end of the season. It feels less and less likely that that's
Yeah,
going to
right,
happen.
exactly.
But I just hope the end of this show has at least one moment where it's like, boom, like something they reveal, and it's like, wow, that was. I mean, I understand now why Bad Batch is so important to the lore of the overall story of Star Wars. So we'll see if something like that happens or not. I'm hopeful that it will at least.
Yep.
Initial reactions to the episode, initial grading.
Ooh, it's gonna be one of the lower ones, I think.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, with the how brief it was, and I mean, not a lot of pushing towards anything other than the reintroduction of Rampart into the show. I mean, I'll probably give it like 7.5.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of teetering between. I mean, because nothing inherently about the episode was bad. It just felt like, man,
Necessary
a
again.
whole week's episode for that. Like you said, yeah, necessary. Something that probably we needed in order for them to find Tantus, in order for them to find Omega. Again, the inclusion of Rampart back into the story is nice, but yeah, I'd either 7.58 somewhere in there for me as well. So one of the weaker episodes of the season, but not necessarily because it was bad, just because it felt short and not entirely action packed or anything like that. But let us know if you're watching this down in the comments below. What were your thoughts on this week's episode? If you were to grade it or rate it, are you excited for the rest of the show? We only have 3 weeks left of Bad Batch. As crazy as that is to say. So, what are you most looking forward to in the rest of the show as well? Joey and I will see y'all hopefully on Thursday morning for the newest episode of the Hoth Hangout podcast, where we will be talking primarily about episode 12 that we just watched here today, as well as a lot of other cool, awesome Star Wars news, probably centered around Tales of the Empire and Star Wars Outlaws. So, having said all of that, we appreciate you guys so much for watching this Hoth Hangout reaction. Hope to catch you all in the next one as well. And until next time, may the Force be with you.